it's really nice to have seen all your faces today. I do miss you guys, and I keep thinking that every day we have a few more less numbers, that we get that much closer to being all back together again, but at least we get to see each other. And I'm really loving the conversations and things that we're having and the beautiful hard work you're doing. So I'm glad you've been enjoying the book, The One and Only Ivan. Now remember, this is as if the gorilla is speaking, so it's as if Ivan is speaking. So here we go. My neighbours here at the Big Top Mall know many tricks. They're an educated lot, more accomplished than I am. They can do far more things than I can. One of my neighbours actually plays basketball, although she's a chicken, and another drives a fire truck, and he's a rabbit. I used to have a neighbour, a sleek and thoughtful seal, who could balance a ball on her nose from dawn until dusk, and her voice was like a throaty bark of a dog chained outside on a cold night. Children wished on pennies and tossed them into her plastic pool, and they glowed on the bottom like flat copper stones. The seal was hungry one day, or bored perhaps, so she ate 100 of those pennies. Mac said she'd be fine, but she wasn't. Mac calls our show the littlest big top on earth. Every day at 2, 4 and 7, humans fan themselves, drink sodas and clap. Babies cry. They cry a lot. And Mac, dressed like a clown, pedals a tiny bike. And a dog named Snickers rides on Stella's back. Stella sits on a stool. You remember Stella. She's an elephant. I'm really pleased to say it's a very sturdy stool, because my friend Stella's a bit big. I don't do any tricks. Mac says it's enough for me just to be me. Stella told me that some circuses move from town to town, and they have humans who dangle on ropes, twirling from the top of the tent. They have grumbling lions with gleaming teeth and a snaking line of elephants, each clutching the limp tail in front of her. The elephants look far off into the distance so they won't see the humans who want to see them. Our circus doesn't go anywhere. We sit where we are like an old beast too tired to push on. After our show, the humans forage through the stores like my family used to in the jungle. A store is actually where humans buy things they need to survive. At the Big Top Mall, some stores sell new things. Some sell things like balloons and t-shirts and caps to cover the gleaming heads of humans. Did you know that some humans don't have any hair on their head? It's very weird. Some stores sell old things that smell yuck and dusty and like you shouldn't really have them in your house anyway. All day, I watch humans scurry from store to store. They pass their green paper, dry as old leaves, and it has funny faces on it. And it smells like lots and lots and lots of hands have touched it. And they keep handing this funny paper stuff over and over again. And sometimes they use a plastic thing that they put on top of a machine. It's all very strange to me. They hunt frantically, stalking, pushing, grumbling, and then they leave, clutching bags filled with things. Bright things, soft things, big things, but no matter how full the bags are, they always come back for more. I think humans are very clever indeed. Do you know they spin pink clouds that you can eat? And they build special places for people like me with flat waterfalls. But I have to say, I think they're pretty lousy hunters. Some animals live privately unwatched, but that's not my life. My life is flashing lights and pointing fingers and sometimes uninvited visitors. Inches away, humans flatten their little hands against the wall of the glass that separates me from them. The glass says, you are this and we are that, and that is how it will always be. Makes me a bit sad. Do you know that humans leave their fingerprints behind, sticky with yucky candy and all sweaty? Each night, a poor old man has to come to wipe them away. Sometimes I press my nose against the glass, and my nose print is like your fingerprint. It's the first and last and only one. The man wipes the glass, and then my mark, all of a sudden, has gone. Here in my domain, I do not have much to do. You can only throw so many balls at humans before you get bored. I have a me ball. A me ball is made by rolling up my poop until it's the size of a small apple. Then I let it dry, and I always keep a few on hand. For some reason, my visitors never have their own me ball made out of their poop. In my domain, I have a tire swing, a baseball, a tiny plastic pool filled with really dirty water, and I even have an old TV. I have a stuffed toy gorilla too. Julia, the daughter of the weary man who cleans them all each night, gave it to me. The gorilla has empty eyes and floppy limbs, but I sleep with it every night. And I call it Knock Tag. Do you know why I call it Knock Tag? Well, Tag was my twin sister's name. Julia is 10 years old, and she has hair like black glass and a wide half-moon smile. She and I actually have a lot in common. We're both great apes, and we are both artists. It was Julia who gave me my first crayon. It was a stubby blue one, and she slipped it through the broken spot in my glass along with a piece of folded paper. I knew what to do with it. I'd watched Julia draw. When I dragged the crayon across the paper, it left a trail in its wake, and it looked like a slithering blue snake. Julia's drawings are wild with colour and movement. She draws things that aren't real, like clouds that smile and cars that swim. She draws until her crayons break and her paper rips. Her pictures are like pieces of a dream. I can't draw dreamy pictures. I never remember my dreams, although I sometimes awaken with my fists clenched and my heart hammering, and I don't really know why. My drawings seem really boring next to Julia's. She draws ideas in her head, and I just draw ideas in my cage. The simple items that fill my days are, let me list them. Well, I have an apple core, a banana peel, a candy wrapper. I often eat them before I draw them though, which is a bit of a problem. But even though I draw the same things over and over again, I never get bored with my art. When I'm drawing, that's all I think about. I don't think about where I am, about yesterday or tomorrow. I just move my crayons up and down across the paper. It's so much fun. Humans always don't seem to recognise what I've drawn. They sort of squint and cock their heads and murmur. I'll draw a banana, a perfectly beautiful banana, and they'll say, "Oh, I think he's drawn a yellow aeroplane." Or, "Oh my goodness, I think he's drawn a duck without wings." It's not a duck and it's not an aeroplane. Can't they see it's a perfectly good banana? That's all right though. I'm not drawing for them, I'm actually drawing for me. Max soon realised that people will pay for a picture made by a gorilla, even if they don't know what it is, so now I draw every day. My work sells for $20. He sells it for $25 if they want a frame, at the gift shop near my domain. If I get tired and I need a break, I eat my crayons. You know what? I think I've always been an artist. Even as a baby, still clinging to my mum, I had an artist's eye. I saw shapes in the clouds and sculptures in the tumbled stones at the bottom of a stream. I grabbed at colours. I loved the purple flowers just out of reach and the really black birds streaking past. Sad, really. I don't really remember much about my early life, but I do remember this. Whenever I got the chance, I would dip my fingers into cool mud and I would use my mummy's back for a canvas and I would draw on her back. She was very patient, my mother. Someday, I really hope I can draw the way Julia draws, imagining worlds that don't yet exist. I know what most humans think. They think gorillas don't have imaginations. They think we don't remember our pasts or think about our futures. Come to think of it, I suppose they have a point. Mostly I think about what is, not what could be. Actually, I think what I've done is learned not to get my hopes up. When the Big Top Mall was first built, it smelled of new paint and fresh hay. And humans came to visit from morning till night. They drifted past my domain like logs on a lazy river. Lately, a day might go by without a single visitor. Max said he's worried. He said I'm not cute anymore. He said,
Ivan, you've lost your magic, old guy. You used to be a hit.
It's true that some of my visitors don't linger the way they used to. They stare through the glass, they cluck their tongues, they frown while I watch TV. Sometimes they say I look lonely. Not long ago, a little boy stood before my glass and he had lots of tears streaming down his smooth red cheeks. He must be the loneliest gorilla in the world, he said, clutching his mummy's hand. At times like that, I wish humans could understand me the way I understand them. It's not so bad, I wanted to tell the little boy. With enough time, you actually get used to almost anything. My visitors are often surprised when they see the TV. Mac put it in my domain. They seem to find it odd, the sight of a gorilla staring at tiny humans in a box. Sometimes I wonder though, isn't the way they stare at me sitting in my tiny box just this strange? It's no different really. They stare at me, I stare at them in the TV. My TV's really old and it doesn't always work, and some days will go by before anyone actually remembers to turn it on. I'll watch anything, but I really like cartoons with their bright jungle colours. I especially enjoy it when someone slips on a banana peel. Bob, my dog friend, loves TV almost as much as I do. He prefers to watch professional bowling and cat food commercials. I've never understood, why do dogs like cat food commercials? Bob and I have seen many romance movies too. In romance, there's much hugging and sometimes this really odd face licking. I have yet to see a single romance starring a gorilla. I don't understand sometimes. We also enjoy old Western movies. In a Western, somebody always says,
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Sheriff.
In a Western, you can tell who the good guys are and who the bad guys are, and the good guys, guess what, they always win. But Bob says Westerns are nothing like real life.
So, here we go. You can see that he's a bit of a complex soul, is our wee Ivan. But he's a really gorgeous gorilla. A bit like you lot. You're all a bit gorgeous. So sleep tight, my gorgeous people, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Sleep tight.